So I'm Jennifer. I am the founder of the Academy of Modern Celebrancy, and I am joined here today by Colette, who is a graduate of the Academy of Modern Celebrancy Wedding and Naming Certificate. And I'm really excited to bring her today to just talk about her background, why she decided to train as a celebrant, and to inspire others to take the same path. So can you introduce yourself a little and tell us a little bit about your background and where you've come from?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Colette Ashby. My background is for 27 years, can't believe it's that long. I have been a freelance trainer, so I've been doing management and leadership training, sales training and presentation skills training for a range of businesses in a range of industries, but it's essentially business to business training and coaching that I've been doing.
Yeah. And why did you decide to take the path into celebrancy?
Well, I felt and I feel that there's a natural alignment between what I've been doing and the skills that I've been using in my current job and the skills that I will be using in my celebrancy job. So, for example, I'm reluctant to call it selling because selling has a bad name, but essentially you are promoting yourself to various sales channels. So you have to be confident going out, talking to strangers and converting them into sales channels, into clients, i.e. venues for weddings. So I've been very used to being in a promotional marketing kind of role, so that helps. Obviously public speaking. I do training on presentation skills. So when you're performing the ceremony, you're speaking to groups of people. So there's a natural alignment there. I feel also that the creative work that I've done in writing materials for my training courses certainly transfer very well into celebrancy because you're helping people to craft their wedding ceremony script and really telling their story. So I feel that a lot of the skills that I have already been using in my current role are going to be really useful for me in my celebrancy role. Plus, it's a really happy business to be in. Yeah. You know, nobody has their arm twisted, hopefully, to attend a wedding like they do on a training course. And I'm actually going to be in front of people that want to be there. Yeah. So it's a very joyful industry to be in, and that really appealed to me.
Would you say that was your biggest attraction factor, the fact that you were just dealing every day with love and happiness?
I think it's definitely a big draw. I mean, who wants to be in a business where people feel that they've been coerced to attend? And they don't really want to be there, therefore they take it out on you. Now, I can't see that happening in a wedding, frankly. Everybody wants to be there. It is a joyful occasion. It's full of positivity. So I found it very refreshing. You know, the people I've been dealing with at venues are really proud of their venues. They're really proud of what they achieve for their couples. And I'm really helping to make somebody's day and to create memories that hopefully will stay with them for a lifetime. And what's not to like in that respect?
Yeah. And what do you hope for then in the future? You've only just got started.
Oh, I know.
Just before we came on, you've had an inquiry, which I know we're buzzing about. But what do you hope for in the future? Where do you see your celebrant business going from now?
Yeah, well, my plan is, I'm taking a long-term view really on this. So my plan was to get started, get my website up and running, which I have to say you've done an incredible job with, thank you. To do some marketing with venues and to get it bubbling, to get it simmering. Yeah. Then my aim is within 2 years, and it might be sooner rather than later, who knows, within 2 years, I would hope that it will take over from the work that I'm currently doing. And it will carry me through to retirement and hopefully on from there out the other side, because I can only see age being a plus in this business. You know, you're the voice of wisdom. They're not going to say, actually, no, you're too old to run the ceremony. They're going to go, wow, you've got gravitas, you've got experience, you've got credibility, come and run my ceremony, hopefully. So my aim is to get it up and running so that I'm in a position whereby in a couple of years' time, I can just do the ceremonies.
And you can fit that so well around your lifestyle, can't you? Because you can then pick and choose when you want to work, how many bookings you want to take on. It fits so perfectly into, as you say, as you grow older, into your retirement age, you know, you can fit it in as and when.
And not much else does, actually. If you look around for other supplementary careers, secondary businesses, there's not much that fits the bill quite so well. And the great thing is, you know, I've just hopefully taken a booking for May next year. Well, if I fill up my diary with, you know, Fridays and Saturdays, whatever, the odd weekday, for next year, let's say I get 10 bookings, I've already got that in my diary. Any training work that I get is not going to be that far ahead. So I know what my availability is for my other business well in advance. So it does fit in, it should fit in really well. Yeah.
And why did you decide to do the naming celebrant side as well?
Because in lockdown, I reckon there's going to be lots of babies having been made. So this is my theory. Whether or not it's borne out by, you know, sociology, I don't know. But it happened in the war, didn't it? There was a baby boom after the war. So I think in the new year, there will probably be a few babies born. In my family alone, we've got 3. So, you know, I'm thinking I need to be prepared for that. And hopefully I will be prepared by then and I'll be able to go ahead and run them.
I think with the weddings, they're obviously a lot bigger, you know, big events, they take long time to plan, you know, we get involved so much so that you almost become friends with the couple, you know, and you're writing an incredible ceremony and you're going out pretty much, you know, on lots of popular days throughout the year. We often see the 28th of August being the most popular day when everybody books around that date. Yeah, for some reason, it's really strange, but it seems a very popular day for weddings. But with the naming, with the naming celebrancy side is something that you can fit in on other days that aren't wedding booking days. So even during the week or on the, you know, Sundays or Friday afternoons, you know, these are very popular times as well for the naming celebrancy side.
And a shorter lead time, presumably. There's not as much planning that goes into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And again, another ceremony to be filled with joy and love and family. So, you know, what's not to like about that?
And I'm quite looking forward to them because they're much less formal affairs as well, aren't they? And often smaller groups and in people's back gardens and much less formal situations.
Yeah, absolutely. Who do you see as your, you know, we've worked a lot on this since you finished your certification, on your target market and your ideal client. Who do you see yourself working with the most? You know, who do you think appeals to you the most in terms of type of ceremony you want to do and in terms of the people that you want to work with?
Yeah, so the people I want to work with have probably been married before. They have a certain disposable income. They want a relatively traditional ceremony but with a contemporary twist. They're not religious particularly, so church wouldn't be an option for them. They're looking at nice hotels, not necessarily grand stately homes, because they're probably smaller weddings, but good quality venues they're looking at. They are not necessarily the festival crowd. They're people who probably drive prestige cars, shop in John Lewis, you know, probably have a couple of long haul holidays a year. I've done a whole profile for these customers. And funnily enough, the venues, well, it's not funnily enough, it's specifically targeted, but the venues that I've targeted tend to have my target customers going to them. Yeah. So those are the people that I'm looking to attract. I'm also hoping to attract same-sex couples. I've actually got a coffee meeting tomorrow with a friend of mine who has been with his boyfriend for far too long without rings being exchanged. Mm-hmm. So I shall be having a word with him over the coffee tomorrow because I'm desperate to do his ceremony. So yeah, I want some, you know, fabulous gay weddings, single-sex weddings as well. I really want a diverse range of couples to represent what's going on in Britain today.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something that we focus on the Academy, is the training to be a celebrant, but also the business skills, you know, working together. And you had a lot of those business skills already, so it was easy for us to kind of bounce ideas off of each other and get your website created. But what attracted you the most to the Academy? Why did you choose the Academy of Modern Celebrancy as your journey to celebrancy?
Exactly for that reason, actually. A friend of mine is a celebrant. She mainly does funerals, and she's been operating now for around 2.5 years. So I turned to her first, and she said, look, the person I would recommend for you that I think would be a good fit for you is Jennifer Claire Constant, because she very much has an emphasis on the marketing and the business side. She said she doesn't just do the training and then leave you, you know, to get on with it yourself. So that was very much the draw for me. Is the ceremonies is one side of it, it's a really important part of it, and the legalities and everything else around that, yes, but you know, this is a business, and I need to know how to operate firstly in the business to consumer marketplace that I've never been in before, and secondly I need to know how to operate within the wedding industry. And this course ticked both of those boxes and many more for me for those reasons.
Yeah, that's what's so important, is this industry changes all the time. So there are new avenues out there of finding your ideal clients, but also working with the suppliers, wedding planners, the venues. You know, there's a big thing for wed fests. There may be an even bigger pool now for outdoor weddings, and it's working out how we connect with those clients. So yeah, it's important to learn how to be a celebrant, but there's no point being a celebrant unless you know how to run a successful celebrant business. So yeah. What also appealed to you about distance learning? Was that a big draw for you? Obviously, there are certain times when distance learning is necessary, but was it also a big draw, you know, outside of the current world situation?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would have gone for distance learning anyway, given the choice, because it just gives you more options, more freedom. I did a lot of the stuff I was doing, and I did a lot of work on it in the evenings and also weekends. So for me, it was the time factor, that you can chop up your available time and fit in your learning to suit your own schedule. So that flexibility of when I could learn was really important to me, yes.
Yeah.
And also I really like the fact that the workbooks are available there that you can then refer back to.
Yeah.
And there are fewer distractions. If you have the discipline to do distance learning, which most people are coming to terms with now, you're not in a room with lots of other people having a chat, which is very distracting. You're just on your own, so you've got to get on with it.
Yeah, and the beauty of it is doing it yourself, is the distance learning part and going at your own pace, but also we include the group coaching calls. So twice a month, the group coaching calls where you can come together with the other students, and that was of benefit to you?
Yes, definitely. Unfortunately, I had to miss one today because it clashed with Pilates, but you know. But yes, I've done the others, and I found those really useful, because you're talking to people in the situation that you're in, and although you're distance learning, you've still got that extra support when you need it. So yeah, and also, you know, there were a couple of occasions when I emailed you and asked you questions, and so I never felt like distance learning meant that I was totally on my own. I felt that, and I still do feel, that I've been supported in lots of ways.
Good. So you would recommend the course as a whole, everything that you've been through, the journey, you know, you would recommend it to others?
I would definitely recommend it to other people who are thinking of becoming a celebrant, yes. Yeah.
Thank you. So thank you for sharing with us, you know, your backgrounds, why you decided to journey into celebrancy, and of course, always there to support you going forward. And I can't wait to see your business flourish. Let us know how you get on with your inquiry.
Will do. It's a pleasure.
Very motivated for you to, with your new website, with your new brand, to go out there and be as successful as you want to be.
Thanks, Jen. Thank you very much for all your help.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.